name is Alicia, and this is Buddy. He is 2.5 years old, and he is a bully mix. Right, yeah. He is American Pit Bull Terrier, English Bulldog, so he has a very wonderful underbite and voice, and mountain cur, and then I think it said super mutt or something. Oh, nice. And then Luna is a miniature schnauzer, but I think she's a toy schnauzer. She's 11 years old, and she weighs 11 pounds.
Oh. All right. So how did you end up with Luna?
My roommate in college had a schnauzer, a mini schnauzer, and so I just kind of fell in love with their funny mustache, their funny personalities, and after having Bentley, that was their roommate's dog. My sister-in-law at the time wanted a dog, so she got a mini schnauzer. And then when I was ready to get a dog, I was like, I just really want one. So that's how I got my Luna.
Yeah, and that was 11 years ago?
That was 11 years ago.
Okay.
Yeah.
What do you like about Luna? Your favorite things?
Oh my gosh. She makes me be more active, which is funny because she's the small one, but she definitely, her whole life has been a work dog. Like, she doesn't want to cuddle and sit and watch movies and like have a lazy Saturday. Like, she wants to go on the walks. She wants to investigate things. She wants you to play with her, to do tricks. Little personality's funny. She's my little Velcro lamb. When I'm getting ready lately, I will literally, if I'm leaning forward, like putting on mascara or something, and if I lean back, I have to look because she might have curled up under like my raised heel.
Oh, no.
So,
she's like, I just want to be close to you, mother, but no touchy.
Yeah, please don't. Yes, she can be a lot more like lovey and snuggly now in her older age than she was just even a couple of years ago. But she's a purse-sized dog, and she's not a purse dog. If that makes sense.
Yeah, Jesus the same way. They're like, no, do not not pick me up.
Leave
me alone.
Yeah, no. We talk. It's actually, so I've loved, like, since she loved training and stuff so much, like, I knew it, but I'd never had a dog of my own. So I didn't do formal training because I didn't really know. Like I said, it was 11 years ago. We'd never had a dog, so it was really, everything was brand new. And our vet had recommended, I asked her what to use, and she recommended a little clicker training book.
Yeah.
It was the only dog training guide you'll ever need.
Yeah.
And so it taught like the touch and and so we knew some basic things from that, and knew right away that she loved like the clicker training, so she responded really well to it. And then taking her to school, it was really cool to see how like she really responded to, she would come up and sit right next to the kids and wait for them to pet her.
Aww.
So even though she wasn't necessarily like, I want to be hugged and cuddled and squeezed, she did like the affection from them. And she will follow the commands, like the same ones if it was like sit down, stay. So they just they eat it up because they can give her those little commands and see that she follows them.
Well, anything else about Luna?
Oh my gosh, I just love her. She's so smart. She's real smart. She's real quick. She's actually very easy. Like I joke, she's grumping it, you know.
Hi, I know. I'm sorry. I'm slacking.
She's just super easy. We've traveled with her a lot of places, so she accommodates easily. We got she had some like schnauzerly health things where we were trying to switch foods at one point, and that was no bueno. So once we got a lot of her food things and that settled, she's, knock on wood, in a real health, been healthy, been healthy, happy, whatever, and she's just fun to have around.
Yeah.
It's a fun little personality. Funny, quirky. I know that people say this about dogs, but they make you better people in the sense that, like, when we would walk around, especially in Chicago, she doesn't know who she's saying hello to, and she wants to say hello to everybody.
Yeah, Jesus like that too.
Yeah. And they just love how tiny she is.
Yeah. You are very small.
Because I forget how small she is because I see her all the time. Kind of like I forget how big he is because I see him all the time.
Well, how did you end up with this one?
Oh my gosh. So enter pandemic teaching. We had bought our house, we moved in, and pandemic teaching is, that hybrid of having to teach online and in person at the same time in a physical place, and teach kids with visual impairments, and it was just really hard. You could never find a way to feel like you were doing everything efficiently. And it was just constant, So January afternoon, walking, crying, just frustrated. Joby and I are, and or I was, and we were walking with Luna, and we see this little tumbly worm come out of someone's house over on Kavanaugh, and we were like, "Oh my gosh, look at that puppy!" And he heard us, and so we went up, and he was fostering a little owner surrender, but he was about 7 weeks old. He was so small for the Little Rock Animal Village, and so we stopped and petted the puppy, and oh my goodness, gushed because he was just a little velvet worm. Oh my gosh, he was so little and squishy. Luna, of course, was definitely unimpressed. She's just like,
it's a puppy.
This is
yeah. She's like Alexis from Schitt's Creek.
Yes, this is stupid. So, of course, we make it. So that was like the 17th or so, and Joby got the man's number and told me the next day. He was like, "Hey, so I got the guy's number," because I was the one, of course, that had always wanted. I forgot a puppy, and I had gotten sort of interested in bully breeds because I didn't really know that they were so, I don't know what word I'm looking for, but they had been so vilified. Like I didn't...
There's a stigma.
Yeah, like I didn't understand that, and I'd known different people. When I thought back, I'm like, oh yeah, I guess that was a pit, or I guess that was a pit. And I even thought of one friend who was like, don't be afraid of her, don't be afraid of her. Like, she's real friendly. And I remember thinking, like, why am I supposed to be afraid of her?
Yeah.
Like, what? So I somehow, that all missed me. And then, because that's me, I was just interested in it, and I read a couple different books, and then it just kind of broke my heart. And I'd see them all at the Sherwood shelter where I lived, and they couldn't get homes, and there was one little puppy there that I had fallen in love with that was a pit mix, and she has a wonderful home now. Like, we got really lucky with a friend of a friend who was wanting to adopt a dog, and he lived in Little Rock, so he was able to. And so it kind of just always stuck in my mind. I was like, well, I hate that they seem to just be dogs, and they have such a hard time in shelters getting homes and getting good homes. And so that breed had again, what's funny is that breed, he's a mutt. I mean, he's a breed, but he's a mutt. He's a whole bunch of different things. So
he's a good old southern mutt.
He is. So that was a long roundabout way of like, it was, Joby knew that, and then we kind of talked about getting another dog, and so this is so awful, but he came for a home visit. It was essentially the day after Luna's birthday, or it may have been on her birthday.
Oh no.
We were like, oh baby, I'm so sorry.
About to ruin your life.
Happy birthday. Happy birthday, baby. And then he just didn't leave. It was so funny. We couldn't decide. And I went to work one day when I thought, no, we just don't need to, because whatever reasons you come up with. And I was at my desk crying. I was like, but I don't want to send it back. What if he doesn't get a good home?
No, yes.
And then here we are.
Yeah, so now it's been 2 years?
It has been 2. Yes, 2.5. Yeah, 2. Because it would have been January of 21.
Yeah.
So 2 and change.
Well, what do you love about Buddy?
There's not a day that goes by that I don't gut laugh. He makes me laugh every single day. I've never had a dog act so dumb and so sweet at the same time. Like, your phrase of big choices and just doing my best. Every day we're like, he's just doing his best. Because he could jump and like knock a whole bunch of stuff over, and then he will just stop and look at you like cross-eyed, like, I don't know what I just did, and I'm so sorry, and I'm very sorry, and I'll never do it again, which means I'll do it again in about 8 minutes. Yes. And he's very sensitive. Like, I wish there was a camera. I'm like, we don't yell. We aren't like fighters or whatever. And Joby will yell at like games or something, but that's not even every day or all the time. He does not like it. It scares him. And she's never liked loud noises, or, like, she has the thunder anxiety, and hopefully he doesn't develop that. But it frightens him, and I knew that. And there was one night I was coming home late from rehearsal, and I'd hit a raccoon, and it made me sad. So I circled because I wanted to finish my crying before it came in. Yeah. And he knew I had been, so he comes up, and his little tail's real low, and all 70 pounds comes over and is pushing. He just pushes because he wants you to feel better.
Sweet boy.
So he very much knows, like, he's a little more in tune to emotions maybe than he appears.
Yeah.
Because he's pretty goofy, pretty big. His talking, just, I don't know, he just does goofy stuff. Like I said, just all the time. Just talk.
Things to say.
Yeah, he's got a lot to say. You don't even know what it's like here. It's the first time I've eaten in a whole week. Yeah, I think really, like, he's just so silly, and it just makes me laugh all the time. I love it. So.
Well, how did you hear about me at Telltail Dog Training, and what made you want to book?
That's like, I'm trying to remember when or who recommended you. If it was like a Facebook group, or I feel like it was one of the Facebook groups. And I knew that I didn't want to send him away. Knew that I didn't want any sort of weird, like, harsh training. It just, like, I knew that it wasn't going to be something that I even initially wanted, but much less couldn't maintain. Like, I wouldn't want to do that. So I wanted something that was similar to how I trained her. So I can't remember, but it had to be that somebody had said, said something along those lines, that it's, I guess it's positive reinforcement training, and I'm like, okay, I like that, like, I'm on board with, that's what I want. So after meeting you and stuff, I was like, oh, I just love it because you're so calm. And that, I didn't want any strict. I just, he's so silly and goofy, and he means well, even though he doesn't always do well.
Yeah. Yes. He's doing his best.
He's doing his best. It's like, you kind of guided me through, because he's a little body sensitive. He's not, like we talked about, he's not like a touch him anywhere, do anything you want. Because Luna, about the only thing she doesn't like is if a stranger tries to pick her up. I'll put it. Anything else, I can bathe her, groom her, trim her nails, whatever. This one's a drama queen. He's full of drama, and it was a little tumultuous at first, because I was like, oh my gosh, why can't I do any of these things? And the more we worked with you, it was nice to get to know that, like, it's okay. Like, he's alive and well. Like, no, he doesn't like baths, but is his skin infected? No. His nails are fine. He plays outside, and the vet has been like, no, it's okay, So we just met and knew it was a good fit after that.
And so, like, learning about, like, working with the dog, listening to the dog, what else did you learn from us working together and you taking classes with Luna?
Oh gosh. With him, again, the big choice buddy. He's gonna make big choices. And he won't really know if they're good choices, but they're gonna be big. Kind of, again, remembering, even though he is big and he's loud, it's like the intent isn't anything different. It just feels different, because I'd only had an 11-pound dog, so I didn't know what to do with a 70-pound dog, And the way he approaches everything is with a lot more energy than that. So that really, it just helped me understand where he's coming from a lot. And so all of the training tips of the touch, sit, or giving him something to do worked beautifully, because that's all he wanted. He's just like, I don't know what to do. It's like literally like when you see like a water hose. It's like, buddy. He's like, I just don't even know what to do myself. Just and then you can say his name, give him a treat. He's like, oh, I can do this. That gets me right here. And so it helped like you build the relationship with the dog, because he is so sweet. He just needs him gentle guidance, something to do, knowing that you had said how Luna is more, she kind of knows, like, she picks up quicker. Part personality, part age, I'm sure, like you said, but with him, he's not really going to figure out the situation. He needs the guidance. He needs. So all of those things help tremendously. And then just practically, man, freaking treat bags, the treat thing on the walk. Oh,
Helped. Good.
Gold.
Yeah.
Gold, because he sure tries to sled dog all of us. Don't you?
And what all did you do with me, if you remember?
Yeah, we did. So I forgot we did our puppy class somewhere different. Because it was, I mean, I'm sure as you know, it's overwhelming. You're like, where should I go? And there's 7,000 recommendations. And you're like, oh. So we didn't do our puppy class with you, but we did private lessons. And then we did the training and recall. I think I say it, but.
Well, then Luna, too.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's what it was. So we did a package, maybe 2, because we did like the consult first, and then I know we did at least we did a train and walk once, like while I think Alyssa was dog sitting, and I was like, I still want some training activity while we were gone that week, and I guess that's it, because it would have been, because we did puppy class that spring somewhere, and then over the summer was when we did a couple of that package and worked on those things, and then that February or January is when we did the recall training class. So, and then Luna's tricks class was this past spring.
And she did great.
Or not spring, yeah. Yes, it was. She just, I don't know why I didn't think of it sooner.
She did great.
She just loves it. She loves to work. Loves to work.
Well, what advice do you have for someone maybe bringing home a I do my best type of dog?
Oh my gosh. It's so much easier to say than do, but patience to know that they do calm down. And especially with Joby, it took him a long time to come around to the fact that treats all the time are okay. Because he just needs constant reinforcement to all of those techniques that you give, and it's okay that it's treats all the time. He isn't overweight.
Well,
he's big.
Yeah, he does a lot of play and exercise and all that stuff. Yeah.
He definitely is a 0 to 80 for about 12 minutes, and then he could nap for about 5 hours. Like he can also go on long walks, but if we're home and maybe because we'll trade off sometimes with our schedules about who's getting them exercised or who's doing what with them. And I'm much more likely to play in the backyard than walk, just because he's still so big. And when he darts, I can't control both of them because they're not wonderful. They still kind of weave.
Okay. Yeah.
But don't be afraid to use the treats all around the house. We have bowls everywhere. When he was, we still use them now, but it was very, very helpful when he was young. And doing just giving him anything he can do successfully seemed to really help him. So just patience and knowing that they do mean well.
Yes.
They will get there, and lots of treats are okay. I think those are the biggest things that really helped us, because he could be very frustrating. Being again, like I said, a little more temperamental. Never mean, but a little more drama.
Yeah.